Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details. I know oftentimes in my videos, I will share with you guys how products perform on certain vehicles, but oftentimes you guys want to see maybe more brand reviews. So today, we're taking a closer look at Vonix. So if you follow this channel for a while, you know that I have been using this product actually for months. You can see just how much of it I have used. This is a thicker soap that you can actually use as a strip wash. It's higher pH. I like on their bottling, they have multiple languages. This is actually a Brazilian-based company, so obviously their first language is going to be in Portuguese, but they also have down here English instructions. They also include where these products are at on the pH scale. So you can see here we're a little bit higher alkaline. This is a great soap if you are needing to prep a vehicle for any sort of protection. This is just a really enjoyable soap that's going to give you high sudsing, nice lubrication, really one that I've been enjoying. If you have protection on your vehicle and you want something that's a little bit more pH neutral, then they have their V-Flock or their concentrated car wash. This is going to be high sudsing, nice lubrication as well, but it's not going to weaken any of your protection. You can see here we've got pH neutral soap. So we have a couple options to safely wash your vehicle. Now, for today, we're going to actually be able to demonstrate for you guys Strike. This is a tar and adhesive remover. When I reached out to them about this product, specifically with this vehicle, because we do have that road paint on the lower panels, I said, is this safe to be used on plastic trim? A lot of the tar and adhesive removers, they'll actually say on the bottle, do not use on plastic surfaces. They actually said that this is safe to use on plastic surfaces, but you just want to make sure you rinse it off thoroughly. And if you are nervous about the trim pieces, you can just kind of test it in an inconspicuous spot just to make sure. But this is a great adhesive remover, tar remover, solvent-based product that I think anyone that is going to encounter this problem with vehicles in the future wants to have a bottle of this on hand. So we'll test this out for you guys later on the video to see how well it can be used for road paint remover. For our tires and wheels, as well as for our painted surfaces, if you want to do any sort of chemical decon, they have their Izer. Now, I know the first thing you're going to be asking is, does it smell? Yes, it smells awful. It's actually one of the stinkier ones on the market, but it works extremely well. This is a product that is thicker in viscosity. You can kind of see it kind of rolling around in there. So what's great about thicker chemical decons is that it's going to give you that extra lubrication, especially for surfaces like your wheels, or if you are wanting to do a clay towel or a clay bar treatment while you do the chemical decon. Just gives you a little bit of extra lubrication to be a little bit more merciful on your painted surfaces. So today's package for our customer is actually just a quick paint enhancement. So once we remove all of the road paint with our Strike, we're going to come in and actually use their Blend All-in-One. Now, my good friend Phil Miranda over at Miranda Auto Detailing, he has raved about this product for years, actually. I've been following his channel for quite some time. He's been using Vonix polishes for years, and this is one of his favorite products for kind of quick paint enhancements or all-in-ones. A lot of the products that Vonix makes, because they specialize in palm trees and carnauba wax, that's actually what their family history is kind of embedded in. A lot of their products are going to contain carnauba, but they also enhance it with SiO2. So this product is going to help remove up to 2,000 grit sanding scratches. So you know it's going to do a decent job at removing light swirls and scratches on the paint. But it also has protection within it. So by itself, it's going to give you 4 months of protection. And then we're going to actually top that with their Blend Ceramic and Carnauba Spray Wax. This is their Black Edition. We're going to have an additional amount of protection on the vehicle. For those of you that are just looking for a great way to just add some pop and protection to your paint, these are two products that we're going to be taking a closer look at in this video. Now, you might be saying, can you use Blend and then top it with their new Synergy paint? Well, I actually asked them that question, and they said you can, but it's not going to really, you're not going to really see that full 12 months of protection out of this product, because to really get the best results out of these products, you need to make sure you have a completely stripped and kind of clean panel. So that way the protection can actually bond with the clear coat. And so when you want to use products more like this, you probably want to use more of their dedicated compound and polish. And so for that, they have their V-Cut and their V-Polish. Two of the newest products from Vonix are their Synergy paint and their Synergy wheel. Both of these products are going to give you up to 12 months of protection as a ceramic spray coating, and they are going to be using Vonix's new carboxyloxy nanotechnology. This is where the carbon acts in synergy with silicone, creating a resistant and hydrophobic film. As a result, it reduces friction, minimizes scratches, and promotes shine. We'll take a closer look at these products in the future. If you are looking for more maintenance products, they have their Spell. This is a touchless sealant that you literally spray on, rinse off. We did a video on this in the past, and it's just as simple as after you're done washing your vehicle, while everything is still wet, simply spray this on, rinse it off, and you've been able to add protection to your vehicle that's going to last you anywhere from, I would say, 3 to 4 months. But you've also added a little bit more UV protection, which that is critical to making sure you help prevent any sort of oxidation or issues with your clear coat. But for those that really are short on time and short on the ability to put effort into their vehicle, this is the product that you want to test out. Now, if you have any sort of coating on your vehicle or protection on your vehicle and you want to just kind of replenish it or boost it, they have their SiO2 Pro. This is a ceramic spray sealant. It's going to give you up to 4 months of protection. You can actually use this to kind of increase slickness, and you can also use it as a maintenance product for any of their ceramic coatings. Now, when it comes to coatings, they have a few options for you to consider. They have their V-Paint. This is a 2-year ceramic coating. We will be doing a closer look at this product in the future. They also have their V-Paint Pro. This is up to 3 years protection. They also have dedicated coatings for headlights. This is their V-Light. This is going to protect your headlights for up to 1 year. And then they also have their V-Plastic. For those that want a plastic ceramic coating, maybe you have Jeeps or a lot of areas that have trim work, they have their V-Plastic. I actually have some trim pieces from Avalanche. They are notorious for having faded trim. We're going to be testing out this product alongside of some other really popular plastic trim coatings and see if this actually is a product that you can use to protect your plastic coating. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that video, because we'll be kind of putting this through the rigor and testing out if this is a good candidate for plastic coating. So we have tons of options when it comes to protecting the exterior of your vehicle. Let's take a quick look at what they offer for the interior. This is one of my favorite products from Vonix. This is their Sintra. This is a bactericidal cleaner. Does a great job at deep cleaning all of your interior plastics. If you have kids, pets, maybe just you want to reset some of the germ levels on the interior of your vehicle, this is a great product to grab. This is their ready-to-use formula. They also have the Sintra Pro, which is a concentrate that you can dilute it more to the specific surfaces that you're working on. But this is quickly becoming one of my favorite cleaners for interiors, because a lot of the vehicles that I see, they've really been neglected, and I need something that's just kind of help reset the germ levels, and this gives me great results. Nice long working time, foaming capabilities, really deep cleans without doing any sort of damage to your plastic surfaces. For your leather, they have their Higikuroro. Hopefully I said that right, but this is a fantastic leather cleaner. It gives you really nice long working time, doesn't dry out quickly. When you combine it with a Scrub Ninja, you're going to be able to safely clean your leather seats without damaging it, but it's going to do a great job at removing a lot of the heavier buildup of dirt and body oils that can get embedded in your leather seats. To protect your leather seats, they have their Hydrocoro, which is just going to help kind of moisturize some of the leather seats to help prevent them from drying out and cracking over time. And since we just discussed the V-Plastic, if you need any sort of plastic protected on the interior of your vehicle, they have their Intense. This is going to put down a heavy dose of UV protection on your interior, and it's also going to give you dry to the touch finish that can last up to 6 months. They also have their Verse. This is for exterior plastics, rubbers, engine protection, etc. This is a water-based restorer that conditions and protects against UV rays. So if you have faded trim or you want to protect against fading, this is the product that you want to use for the exterior. Now, for tires and wheels, this is the last product that they sent us. We have their Delete. This is a new from them tire and rubber cleaner. This is a higher alkaline, so we're going to actually test that out on today's vehicle because we've got some really bad browning on these tires. So I'm excited to test this out. And then for tire dressings, we have 2 options here that you can choose from. If you like a shinier tire dressing, more of a kind of solvent-based one, they have their Shiny. This is going to be a long-lasting shine that is going to last you weeks and really help maintain that wet look on tires if that is the look that you enjoy. But if you enjoy more of a synthetic tire sealant, they have their Revox. This is a synthetic tire sealant formulated to protect and renew its appearance, leaving a satin finish with total water repellency. So really based on the finished look that you like for your tires, we have kind of a satin look, or we have a shinier look. So I'm really excited to test all of these products out for you guys. Let's go ahead, get set up, and get cleaning this Durango. So we have our Iser, our Delete, as well as our Strike ready to work on our vehicle. We're also going to use the Citron soap in both of our wash buckets as well as in our foam cannon to do our contact wash and our foaming pre-soak. You can see it has really nice thick foam, nice lubrication, perfect for a safe contact wash. Whenever I wash a vehicle, I'm always going to start tires and wheels first, get those out of the way. We're using our Iser for our wheels. These black wheels were pretty badly soiled with brake dust. You can see we have immediate reaction with that Iser coming in contact with our brakes. That's where you're going to have that acidic reaction. So obviously on your brake pads, your brake shoes, you're going to have more of a reaction. We're also using our auto fiber barrel blade to come in and safely clean our black wheels. It's really cool because you can kind of bend it, easily get behind the backs of your wheels for just a thorough cleaning. Really enjoying working with the barrel blade. We have our chemical resistant brush from Work Stuff, and then our Rag Company soft green brush to safely clean our wheels. Iser did a great job of dialing them in. Now let's go ahead and get our tires clean. This bottle actually is a really cool filming tip that's just going to help kind of spread the solution around. I was really impressed with that. We're going to let that sit and let that dwell, and you can immediately see the browning is just going to start melting off. So these tires were pretty bad. They were straight up brown tires on a black vehicle, which to me is one of the worst aesthetics on a vehicle. So first issue that we had to address though was removing the solvent-based tire dressing that the customer had applied. Now a lot of tire cleaners, sometimes they'll tell you clean until you have white foam, and I'm going to follow that same principle here. A lot of tire cleaners are going to require multiple passes when you have an excessive amount of browning, so don't think that the cleaner isn't working if it doesn't get all of it off in one round, because when a tire has a buildup of that blooming on it, it's just going to require multiple rounds. As a professional detailer, the most common issue that I'm seeing on my customers' vehicles is that they're not properly cleaning their tires with a dedicated tire cleaner. Maybe they're using soap and water, or maybe they're using too strong of a cleaner that it's either not removing the browning properly, or it's actually pulling out too much of the anti-ozonates and actually accelerating browning. So the next time they drive their vehicle, they're going to have more browning that they have to deal with. So I find using a dedicated tire cleaner like this is going to be the best way to maintain your tires, to properly remove that blooming without accelerating it next time. But when you've got a solvent-based dressing on there, sometimes it can be a real bugger. Doesn't matter how strong the cleaner is. It's going to take multiple rounds like we're doing here to remove that dressing. We actually had to go around this tire 5 times with this cleaner. You can see we have white foam. We're really chasing the dressing. So I think because we had some old dressing on here that more than likely was solvent based, that's why even when I kind of rub my hand over the tire, we're kind of pulling up some like black residue, and a lot of times that's your solvent based tire dressings that are going to do that, and it can kind of be difficult to remove some of those tire dressings that are more Armor All based, or maybe like the Meguiar's solvent based tire dressing. So that's why I am more of a fan of water based tire dressings. It makes it easier to clean the tire. So how would I rate this tire dressing in comparison to some of the other dedicated tire cleaners that I've worked with in the past? Honestly, I feel like it was at a handicap due to the amount of dressing that was on the tire from the customer. So we'll continue to do some more testing in the future, but for now, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. The primary focus of this detail was for me to remove the road paint that the customer had driven through about a month prior. So it had been sitting on the panel for quite some time. The Strike did a really great job of kind of softening, loosening the road paint for me to come in with my plastic scraper and to remove it. Now the customer, she felt like she could remove the road paint, but she was concerned that she wouldn't be able to remove any scratches that she might induce. And so that's why we're doing a paint enhancement after this, because I know even though this product might be nice and lubricious, we still might induce some scratches just from the nature of the plastic scraper going over the paint. So we will be doing a polish at the end of this. But the thing that made me nervous about this product is you can see all that white residue that is coming off the vehicle after we rinse this off. With a blacktop driveway, that made me nervous. So that did leave a lot of kind of white residue on my driveway. I'm little concerned that it might actually damage the driveway, we're going to actually kind of compare to Goo Gone Pro. I know a lot of times when we're doing these videos, I'm just going to show you one product, but I want to kind of show you guys another option, how it might work similarly. I feel like this is breaking down some of the paint a little bit faster. I know when it comes to road paint removal, a lot of people would be very intimidated by trying to tackle this on their own, and so by default might outsource this to a professional detailer. You see, I'm using a plastic scraper that is nice and smooth on its edge, and I'm just letting it glide very naturally over the surface. I'm not gouging. I am just letting the lubrication from the product, if that product would just start to dry out, I'm re-wetting it to make sure that I have a lot of lubrication from our cleaner. You can even use your fingernail to try to gently pop off the tops. Might make it a little bit easier. I know some people have suggested online you can use WD-40 or even petroleum jelly. Let it sit for several hours to soften and break down the road paint. That is one trick you could try, but as a professional detailer, I don't have hours upon hours to let a product sit and dwell. Time is money, and so I found that this product worked very quickly to remove the road paint. But obviously, due to the nature of this process, we will need to do a quick polish afterwards to remove whatever light scratches were induced. But it wasn't a lot of damage. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, she's gouging the paint. It really wasn't. You actually would induce more scratches with improper wash practices than what I was doing here because of the amount of lubrication we have from these two products. So when it comes to removing road paint, I would say I would recommend the Goo Gone Pro over the Strike, but we also were using the Strike as kind of an outside of the box process. It's not designed to remove road paint. It can, but I felt like the Goo Gone Pro would probably work better, and also we didn't have that white residue where it was making me a little bit nervous. So we did have road paint on our carpeted wheel wells. This did a decent job of removing it, but because of the amount of time that was required to do this process, the customer didn't want to have a super expensive bill. So they said, don't focus so much on the carpeted wheel wells. We're not so concerned about that. We really just want to get it off of the paint. So when doing a quick comparison for road paint removal with our Vonix Strike versus the Goo Gone Pro Power, to be honest, I would probably recommend this product over the Strike. This did a decent job, but I felt like this worked a little bit quicker and a little bit safer with that extra lubrication. Plus, we didn't have the potential kind of that white residue potentially staining my driveway. Once we're done with this step, we're going to come in, do our strip wash, just to remove all of the solvents and kind of the silicone that's on the paint, and then we'll come in, do our polish step, remove any sort of marring that we induced with our plastic scraper or our fingernails, and be able to kind of refine this and get it finished down. Because the road paint ran down the entire passenger side of the vehicle from front to back, and actually a little bit on the driver's side as well, it took a little over an hour for us to do the entire road paint removal service. But now we're ready to go ahead and do our wash. First, we're going to do a foaming pre-soak with Citron. This is that high pH soap that's going to help break down some of the buildup of dirt and dust that's on the vehicle. And then we'll come in and do our contact wash. But all of the bigger dirt and even the bugs that were on our front grille, we were able to blast off with high pressure water because the Citron did a nice job of just kind of loosening some of the heavier dirt that was on the panel. So a foaming pre-soak may not always remove 100% of the dirt on the panel and give you kind of like a touchless wash, but they're not necessarily designed for that. They're just designed to kind of help loosen the dirt and just help make the contact wash process a lot safer. So now let's go ahead and get this washed. So whenever you're washing a vehicle in direct sunlight, especially a black vehicle, one quick tip is to let the soap sit on there until you're ready to do your final rinse. Even if you have an interruption, like your neighbor comes and visits with you and you have to play with her, just let that soap sit on there until you're ready to do your final rinse. That will help prevent any sort of water spotting issues. But when you do come in and do your final rinse, grab your towels, immediately dry your glass first, then work your way around the painted surfaces. So now that everything is dry, we're ready to go ahead and do our paint enhancement. Now this was my first time working with Blend. I didn't know what to expect, especially working in direct sunlight. So I really wanted to kind of push it to its limits to see what it could do. Oftentimes when I'm doing paint enhancements, especially in direct sunlight, I'll use a product like 3D Speed. It has a really nice long work time, easy wipe off, but there's not much when it comes to correction. It's heavy on the fillers, and with this vehicle, I didn't need fillers. I wanted actual correction.
So my initial thoughts of using this product, this is my first time using Blend. Honestly, I'm really impressed with the correcting capabilities that this has. Most all-in-ones tend to be heavy on the filler side and not so strong on the correction side. And I only had an orange foam pad, which that's like a light polish pad. It's not going to do a lot of heavy correction. A lot of times if you want heavier correction with an all-in-one, you got to have like a yellow foam pad or a blue foam pad. But even with a light polish pad, we were able to get decent correction on this paint. It does have a decent work time. I wouldn't say it's the longest cycle time that I've experienced from an all-in-one, but we were able to do 3 passes and still have that lubrication that you need. And what I liked about it is it kind of hazed up afterwards. So when you come in to wipe it off, you're not fighting a lot of those polishing oils and have a streaky mess afterwards. It's just nice, crisp, clear paint. We've put down protection, has a really pleasant scent, kind of reminds me of the beach, honestly. A little bit of that carnauba wax in there is giving me that beachy scent. So pleasant work experience, not fighting it, it's not fighting me, and really happy with what I'm seeing here so far. So we're gonna go into time lapse, finish polishing the rest of this vehicle. It's about 2:15 now. So I kind of want to see, I'm working in direct sunlight. That's another huge winner for a lot of mobile detailers, or maybe you don't have a garage to work out of. This is a product that is sun friendly. So
as a professional detailer, I have several options when it comes to polishing a vehicle based on the customer's budget and also the level of correction that the vehicle might need. A paint enhancement is my introductory package that I am looking to remove anywhere from 10 to 40% of the swirls and scratches to clean the paint, get it ready for whatever protection we're applying. I'm not looking for paint perfection. So a product like this, I wasn't necessarily expecting it to give me much correction. So I was pleasantly surprised with how much correction we were able to get. We were probably very easily able to get over 50% correction with just 3 passes and an orange foam pad, which in detailing world, that's actually pretty impressive for an all-in-one. If you have a vehicle with soft paint and you're using a pad like this, you would probably be able to get even more than 50% correction. Dodge paint, from my experience, is more of medium. In hardness, it can handle a little bit more of an aggressive approach to correction, and it will finish down really nicely, even with more medium polishes. So I would say that this probably is more of like a medium polish in its correction capabilities, but it also has that sealant within it that's going to offer protection, so you can get a lot more done for your customer with less steps. So to me, that's efficiency, that's profitability, because I don't have to technically top this with the spray wax, but because I wanted a little bit more gloss and shine and maybe wanted to strengthen the protection that was already in the sealant, we went ahead and topped it with the Blend spray wax. But it's not going to necessarily give you 8 months of protection, but it will definitely probably give you closer to that 4 to 6.
Ready to apply our Blend ceramic and carnauba spray wax. Now this product is specifically designed for darker colored vehicles. What's great about carnauba oftentimes is that it's going to give you a warm glow. SiO2 products typically will give you a hard candy-like shell. For those of you that like kind of the best of both worlds, this is that product. You're going to be able to have kind of that enhanced warm glow, but the properties and the protection of a SiO2 product. So we're going to go ahead and get this applied. Again, hot panels, direct sunlight. It warmed up quite a bit today. So let's go ahead and see how easy this product is to apply and what she can do to make this black paint look even better. The black edition is blue. So we have our blue spray. On a black vehicle, what's nice is that you can actually see where you've applied this, but it's not leaving streaking. It's actually very easy to wipe off, even in direct sunlight. Just kind of let it dry, wipe off. Paint feels even slicker and smoother. And it's just as simple as that. If you have streaking with products like this, it's either your towel is dirty or you're going too heavy.
I found a 2-towel method worked really well with this product. Spray 1 or 2 sprays per panel, massage it in with 1 towel, and then use your second plush towel to level and buff to a beautiful clean finish. Now that our tires are dry, you can see they have a beautiful clean finish. We're going to apply our tire dressing for that beautiful final touch. For products that are thicker like this one, I like to use the Autofiber tire applicator. It's a microfiber surface that holds up really well to the rough surface of the tire and just very smoothly applies this product. And it does a great job of getting in all of the finer ridges for even application.
That is perfect. We'll give that some time to set up, but eventually give it about a minute or so, and this will be dry to the touch. I think honestly this is that perfect satin look. Sometimes on black vehicles, especially when we've polished them, I'm not a huge fan of overly shiny tire dressings because sometimes I think it takes away from how good the paint looks. Give this a few minutes, this will be dry to the touch. If you want a little bit more gloss, if maybe you kind of like that middle of the road tire dressing, you can wait 5 minutes, apply a second layer. You can even go kind of thicker with the product. It's thicker, gel-based, but this is going to give you hydrophobic protection, easier maintenance, more of a durable product for the customer. I think this really kind of just is the cherry on top for this detail.
So here were the stars of the show, and here's how our vehicle turned out. For those of you that maybe you're a driveway detailer and you don't have a garage to work out of, I was really impressed with how well all of these products performed even out in direct sunlight. This is the perfect package to be able to offer your customers, whether you're a professional detailer or maybe even a beginner detailer. You don't need a lot of products, a lot of tools. You could see what kind of results we were able to get with one product, one type of pad. This is a great entry-level product to offer your customers, but even for the driveway detailer, this is really all you need to maintain your vehicle to keep that gloss and shine looking fantastic for years to come. Make sure you subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And if there's other Vonix products that you would like to see a closer look at, let us know in the comments section down below. But we'll see you guys in the next detail.